Good morning again, everyone. Today is Friday, October 24th, and today is the update on Rody. 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 What the hell is Rody? Well, it's a cricket. Yeah, it's a cricket. But anyway, the name of the ETF, my quote unquote my own ETF, my fund. I'm the fund manager of my own fund in my account. The name is Rody because Rody is a cricket that used to join us every single day in the garage when we used to cover all of our videos in the garage. OGs know what I'm talking about. But anyway, the name of the video is Rody because of that. So basically, it's just you know, a name of what we're doing. We're trying different things. We're trying different options trades just so we can learn more things, which helps us not only make more money. It helps us understand how options work. It helps us understand those high yield ETF funds, right? Because they're doing something similar, actually, when it comes to all this stuff too. So anyway, I just want to give you guys a quick update. This video should be really quick, actually. So let's get to it. I did recently just add some rules based on some discussions we had in our Discord this past week. So what we do is on Rody is we create a synthetic position just like YieldMax, buy, call, sell, put, right? And then we buy a put for downside protection, just like Granite shares, right? For yield boost. So what does that do? Well, it essentially creates the position as if we own the shares because of the long call, and then we sell covered calls on that position. And that's the idea. And hopefully we'll make money and money and money. And the thought process is we're going to use less capital in the process, which, is in the end is good. But I just want to get into some rules that we decided on. So synthetic strike should be at or close to the money. Again, you could make whatever rule you want, but this is the rule for Rody. So when it looks like this is a screen print of SoFi. So SoFi, when I took the screen print, it was between 28 and 29 bucks. So, if you're going to do at the money, close to the money, you're going to do 28 or 29, right? That's your choice. If you pick one or the other, doesn't really matter, right? One is going to be, cheaper, obviously, than the other, but, that you make that decision. But the one thing I wanted to show here too is the delta, right? People talk about delta and you're like, whatever. Yeah, you and your freaking deltas. I know, fancy names. But when you hear delta one, what the hell are they talking about, right? So when you think about, YieldMax and their synthetic and they track the underlying 1-to-1, what the hell does that mean? Well, it means they're buying a call and selling a put, the same strike, same expiration date, which means pretty much delta 1, right? So if you bought a call at 28, that's a delta 0.62. You sold a put at 28, that's a delta 0.36. If you add those two suckers together, you almost get 1, right? If I round this here, there you go. How about this? How about this? There you go. There's your delta 1. Boom, 1. And then if you buy a call at 29, 0.6. If you sell a put at 29, 0.39, delta 1. So the idea is wherever SoFi goes, up, down, all around, doesn't move, who cares? It's these two positions should be mimicking the movement of the underlying, because delta, technically, the definition, right? It means, whatever it says, that's how much it moves dollar per dollar of the underlying. So 0.62, it moves 62 cents dollar per dollar, 62 cents per dollar of the underlying. So when we have a delta of 1, we're moving a dollar per dollar of the underlying, if that makes sense. The underlying moves a dollar, we move a dollar. Da, 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 da. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, then I'll do better next time. Also, one thing, SB, I saw him here. He's here. He's always here. He loves Rody. Roddy's basically what he gave me the idea. Protective put, thinking about 20% below the synthetic. That's something I need to think about on future positions. I haven't done it yet. Well, I haven't even calculated what put I chose, but that should be fine for me. I always go pretty low. I don't go at too close because I don't want to spend too much money on the put. Expiration date on leverage funds. Since they, they do tend to decay in due time because they do rebalance on a daily basis, it's better to have a shorter expiration date on those versus, say, a non-leveraged fund. So think of leverage, up to 90 days, and then non-leverage, maybe 6 months, or whatever you want, right? It's really up to the person. Whiteboard, that was for another video. But real quick, Watchlist. I do have the earnings date on SoFi. It's showing up to be 4 days from now, so that'll be for next week. So we'll have to keep an eye on for that. The good thing about earnings being next week is when I'm selling premium, when I'm selling my calls, which I did yesterday, bam, bank, freaking bank. And I can't wait to show you the premium I collected. Trades, this is where I take screen prints of any trades I did since we last spoke. The last trade I did in open was 1020, so I'm not going to really oh no. Yeah, 1020. But SoFi here, let me show you what I did this week. Previously, I only had one position on SoFi, one synthetic position. I did add on the 22nd, on the big red day, I added 2 more. I wanted to add 9 more. I wanted to do it so bad, but it was so damn expensive, I chickened out. And I should have done it, but I'm a wuss. But anyway, I added 2, and the expense for me was at $495 per contract. So, that's not cheap. That's not cheap. So you can imagine 9 contracts would have been super, super expensive. Sorry if I'm rushing this, but I don't really have much time. And then yesterday, so the idea was I did that on the red day, and I hoped the next day would be green because I wanted to sell calls when the underlying was at a higher price, and it was green. So I decided to sell a call slightly in the money. I forget how, I'll show you the percentage in a second, $27, and then out of the money at $30. Both of these paid a handsome premium. And again, keep in mind, I am selling calls over earnings, and there is risk with that, of course. Here's the open synthetic. No update here. I didn't add to it. My open position actually has been taking kind of a whooping. Actually, let's pull up the pre-market on the view. If you can see here, where is open? Open is up in the pre-market 1.85%. So that's good. Covered calls on open. What expires today? Well, let's see. We got 850, 9, 750, and 8. So right now, open is, I didn't get the price in the picture. Where is it? It's at 716. So all of these are safe. The 750 could be in danger. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I may have to roll one or two of these. But they have earnings on November 6th. So even if, whatever trades I make through next week, it doesn't matter. There's no earnings, but the juice will be in the following week for the earnings, which will be very, very nice. But we'll see how these play out. I'll have to, I may let some of these expire. If it's safe, I may have to roll them because I don't want it to get too close. If it gets too close, then I could get assigned after hours because you never know after hours what could happen. And then here's the open holdings. Normally, I update this to see the current value of the position. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it on SoFi, not open, just because due to time. Again, this is just a quick update, and it's all about SoFi for this update, really. So here you can see I added to the synthetic 2 contracts, and you can see the overall expense here for those 2 trades. $990. All right. So in total, before the synthetic, which is the buy, call, sell, put, right, plus the buy put for the downside protection, I have paid $1,474 out of pocket, $1,474 out of pocket. Now I need to make that money back and then some. So how am I going to do that, right? How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to sell calls. All right. So I already sold this call early in the week, had an expiration date of today. Has a $28 strike price. SoFi in the pre-market is currently showing $28.44. I cannot let this expire in the money because I do not want to get assigned because, again, I do not own the shares. I don't own 100 shares of SoFi. I own the long call. So if this does get assigned, I'll have to close out the long call or I'll have to cover it with other cash. But I'm not dealing with that. So I'm going to roll this probably some point today. I'm going to roll it into next week. And guess what? I'm going to get a freaking sweet ass premium because earnings is next week. Will I roll this up? Will I keep the same strike? I don't know. To be determined, Chico. All right, so these are the other covered calls I did yesterday. You could see here, the 27 was in the money. I sold a call in the money. Normally, yeah, people don't sell calls in the money on poor man covered calls because it's risky to get assigned. However, SB is wearing off of me, and it makes sense, right? In case it goes down, we're at least capturing the premium in the process, right? And this is a handsome premium. Look how much I made, $253 for selling a call at 27. Look at that, bro. 410% annualized yield. Is it worth it? You be the judge. I think so. I sold a call 6% out of the money. I made $122, and that's 197% yield. In both cases, I kind of whooped ass. We're kind of making bank, bro, over here. Almost $500 in options premium on the covered call. So now we go to the holdings, right? I want to show you guys what is my synthetic worth, right? We had the buy call, we had the sell put, we have the buy put. All right, first let's do the buy call. So let's go to SoFi and the buy call. Where the hell is it? Right here. All right, so the trade price should be what we paid. Mark price should be what it's worth. So 7.325 is what it's worth. So I'm going to plug that in right here. 7.325. All right. So right now, that's how much it's worth. So if I sold this call today, I would make $2,197.50. I paid $1,971 for those calls, all of them. These are for all of them. So I'm ahead. I'm up 11% on that. Great. Yippee-ki-yay, right? All right, now let's look at the put. We're selling puts, right? Because we sold a put because we're broke asses. We don't want to pay for the long call. So the put offsets that expense. So let's look at the trade price. That's what we pay. Then we're going to look at mark. So the mark is 480. And I will make that a negative amount because that'll be an expense. Because if we close this out today, you actually have to do a buy to close. Again, we sold the put. We got a credit. But if we close it, if we want to close this today, we're doing a buy to close. So that's an expense of $4.80 per share or $14.40. I made $14.84, so therefore I'm actually in about almost 3% profit on that position. All right. Anyway, let's move on. What about the buy put? All right, we bought a put for whatever, right? Where is it? $23 strike. I paid $3.29 per share. It's now worth $3.10. All right. So if I sold it today, I'd get $3.10. Obviously, the put is worth a little less because, again, the stock has gone up since I opened the original synthetic position. So in the end, my unrealized profit is up by $213, which, again, this really doesn't matter at this very moment, but it is nice. It is very nice because, God forbid, I have to close out a position because I get assigned early. Then, again, I'm making money from selling these out. But, again, we'll see. And also keep in mind, these strikes 27, 28, and 30, right? They're all above my strike of the original long call. So that's good. It doesn't have to be, but it's nice to be. Let's just say that. All right. And then I got the covered calls, right? Let's look at the 28. The 28 that expires today. How much is it going to cost? If I want to pay to close that sucker, how much am I going to have to pay? Right now, it shows 0.495. All right. So I do minus 0.495. So technically, I'm still in a 14% profit, even though I'm in the money. So we'll see how it goes. Again, I'm probably just going to do a rolling order. And then I have the 30. All right, let's look what the 30 is worth. The 30, where the hell is it? It's worth a 1.075. All right. So do negative 1.075. And it's negative because, again, I'd have to pay to close it. And then let's just pull up the 27 while we're at it. The 27 is 2.395. 2.395, negative 2.395. All right, so if I closed out these positions today, I'm actually ahead on all of them. I'm ahead on all of them because they are cheaper to close out than what obviously I paid for them. Okay, if that makes sense. So I'm up, 14% on one, 11% in the other, and then 5% in the other, which comes to about 36.50. All right. Anyway, so that's the update. That's the current position on SoFi. And then again, this is kind of like the final tab. So for open, I have a synthetic expense of 1,200. I put well, that includes the collar, the buy put. We'll call it synthetic collar. So I spent 1,200 on open so far. I made 434, so I'm actually still down 766. Again, I just started it, so it's going to take a little time to be in a profit. However, if I also consider the downside risk, right? The put spread, the spread between the puts, that's another 1,200. So technically, my total current at risk is 1,966. If I look at SoFi, so far I spent 1,474 on the synthetic collars. Cover calls, I made about 500. So right now I'm down 975. If I add the put spread risk to it, because again, I could lose more money. This is max loss, right? That's another 300. So technically, I'm down 1,275 overall. So that's the idea. The goal is to turn number 8 and then number 10 in the green, and then just have a grand old time. So that's the update on Rody. Again, this was a quick one because we are limited on time. But I hope that was fun and entertaining. Hopefully it helped you guys out. Again, even though I went fast, I don't know, but I wanted to get some kind of update out there to let you guys know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm just looking at the comments. All right, so I think we're good. Nothing to really, no questions here. So as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, let me know. Outside of that, again, this video, I'm just sharing a journey. I'm sharing as I learn. I have no shame in admitting, crap I don't know, mistakes I make. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a crap if it looks bad. Obviously, you hear me sing. You think I care what people think? It doesn't matter. I'm willing to show and learn with you guys. We'll learn together, right? Who cares what other people think? Who gives a damn, right? Who gives a crap? So let's just learn. Let's learn the lingo, right? Let's learn collar or whatever, bull put spread or chicky chicky bang bang, whatever the hell they're coming up with these fancy names. Yeah, they're all geniuses. I know everyone out there, everyone in the investing world, they're all geniuses, right? But again, hopefully it helps to understand, at least help understand how the YieldMax fund works, the synthetic position. It definitely is helping me. Because again, I've been covering those freaking funds for almost 2 years, but I'm still learning how it works. And I'm actually fine. I'm happy I'm finally doing this myself. So now it just gives me a better appreciation for what they do and how the funds work. But hopefully you guys see that the same way. But anyway, chicky chicky that may be the key word. But if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the key word. So what's the key word, huh? What's the key word today? Is it chicky chicky bang bang? Again, that's probably going to be our new options trade. Again, we don't have to go just because they say, butterfly or what is it called? What's the iron condor? That's the scariest name. Chicky chicky bang bang. That sounds a little more fun to me. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, then you got to type in our secret options trade that no one knows about. And that trade is chicky chicky bang bang. All right. What is the chicky chicky bang bang? We ain't telling anyone. It's top secret. All right. So we'll save that for later for another video. Anyway, I'm out of here. Got to get my ass to work. I hope everyone has a good day. Thank you for watching the other video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching any video. Thank you for hanging around my weird ass. Thank you for being weird as well. Thank you. The Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, enough of the freaking thank yous. Let's get out of here. But yeah, the keyword, you got to type in the freaking YouTube, the freaking X. You got to type in chicky chicka bang bang, chicka chicka bang bang, chicka chicka bang bang, chicka chicka bang bang, chicka chicka bang bang. All right, I'm out of here, everyone. I'm losing my voice. That's it. Rody. Anyway, I'll do it. I'll try to do one update a week. I'm trying. It's just hard to squeeze in. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Later.